Good morning, my name is Daphne Arnold, and this is my Funds of Knowledge presentation. It is my understanding for this presentation that funds of knowledge are little pockets of knowledge that we have gathered from people, places, activities, different aspects of life that have had an impact on how we communicate and how we interpretate communication as a whole. For my presentation, I'm going to break down my funds of knowledge into three different categories: early childhood and adolescence, early adulthood, and the here and the now. Starting out in the early childhood and adolescence category, I was part of several different childhood team style groups such as 4-H, FFA, and Girl Scouts. Through these groups, I learned to network, I learned to get better at oral communication, such as public speaking, whenever we would have events like the one I have in the picture I put on this slide. It shows my Girl Scout group at a fundraising event called Mall Lock-In, and it was when you would get all the Girl Scouts together to network and to talk, and they had little events within it. This one particular was a talent show where my group had to get up in front of all of the other groups and we sang a silly little song. It was team building and it helped us work on our public speaking. The other things that I learned how to communicate not just with my own group, but with my community. I had to reach out for resources, volunteers, support. So it helped a lot in getting us out there and getting us to learn how to speak to people. Being a candy striper at a local nursing home was something else I did in my youth. In this way, I learned to speak in a more professional sense when I was speaking with staff, and I learned how to speak more empathetically with the patients. I also learned that a lot of communication is nonverbal. It's not always what you say, it's what you don't say, and it's what your body says. Moving on into early adulthood, I worked as a shipping office coordinator at a manufacturing plant, and at the same time I was a business student. For these two events, I learned how to better have confidence in my public speaking. I learned conflict resolution with peers as well as people who might be superior to me. I learned how to produce professional emails. I learned how to talk on the phone to clients, and I also learned how to listen, which is a big part of communication, through my customer care representative job at the call center. And through becoming a parent, I learned how to voice my own opinions and how to better communicate for myself. I also learned how to advocate for myself and for my child. Moving on to the here and now, I am a CNA, so I had to go through nursing school. When I did that, I just really had to hone in on those empathetic listening skills and the nonverbal cues. Being an education major, I know that I'm having to communicate a little differently than when I was a business major, and there is a lot more oral communication and public speaking when it comes to being an education major versus being a business major, and it being more remote and asynchronous communications. I'm still a parent, and I am a parent of a child with autism, and I'm a parent of a child with ADHD. So it is important for me to be able to learn how to get out there and speak doctor. I have to be able to know what is being said. I need to be able to better advocate for myself. And then also I have the parent-teacher side of that relationship. I'm going to be learning how to communicate effectively with parents, but right now I am the parent, so I kind of have a little inside slip on to the second half of that communication barrier. And as a visual aid on this slide, I just listed the barriers that you have with communication while working with elderly patients in a nursing home. There are a lot of things that impact their ability to communicate with you, so you have to learn different ways to communicate with them, whether it's nonverbal, Lastly, I did want to talk about knowing my limitations, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What I'm best at, I'm best at asynchronous and remote communications, emails, text messages, over the phone communication. Maybe you have an application that you need to set up meetings like Zoom or Teams. I'm really, really good at those. That is my strong point. The bad is initiative. I'm still really bad about putting my voice out there and being heard. I need to have better initiative when it comes to injecting myself in conversations and networking. And the truly ugly is public speaking. I know that is a problem for me right now. I need to gain the confidence to be able to go out and say what I need to say and get my meaning across. So this is my Funds of Knowledge and Communication presentation. Hope you enjoy it.